Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I am going to be doing my September flip through. So this is one of my favorite videos every month. I love to record my After the Pen spreads where I am flipping through all of the pages that I used in the previous month. And I know it's a little bit later in October than I would like, but I am now finally flipping through my previous month, September, and showing you all of the pages that I was working in for the month. So I think that this will be mostly in this planner. These other two are going to be like very quick flip throughs. So I am going to start off with them and then we'll go from there. So this one is my work planner, this one is my faith planner, and then this one at the very bottom is my personal planner daily. And so again, we'll spend most of the time in this one, but I wanted to quickly flip through these others because there are a couple of pages in here. So let me set this to the side. One of the things that I did in, I think August or September, was move everything to expander discs and a big planner. And so some of the pages might be classic size or big size, letter size, but I just put it all in letter size. So anyway, again, this is going to be my work planner. I feel like there was very little in here in September, so let me see if I can get to it. I'm flipping just to the pages that apply to September, and actually I don't need to be quite as zoomed out anymore. Okay, and so this is September, and again, a couple of pages here. I will have to blur out some of this stuff right here, but this is what I've got. All right, it's the monthly that I had pre-decorated in August, I think, July or August, and I used it to keep track of my work hours. And then I had to blur that out, but it is basically empty. I did not use anything in September except for my weekly pages. My monthly pages. I didn't use the weekly pages. And then I do have some notes in here. I'll have to flip through some of that. Actually, I have to blur out almost all of that. Yeah, and that's it. So I just stuck in any of the random notes that I had for September, but the only planner pages that I used was that monthly. So that was quick and simple. Right, the next one is going to be my faith planner. Now my faith planner is a hodgepodge, again, of like classic size pages, pages that are big or letter size, and notes from church, all sorts of things. And again, I'm trying to get to just September, kind of in this area. Okay. So I might have to blur some of this out just because, it has the name of my church and just, prayer requests, names, and things like that. But we have here, first of all, from September 10th. I'm not quite sure what happened. I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what happened for September 3rd. I've been at church, like, consistently, but I'm missing the notes from September 3rd. I'm not quite sure where they are. So here is our sermon notes. We are working through Genesis right now, which has actually been really fascinating. We've slowed down and tried to break down Genesis and look at how Genesis applies to a New Testament church. And so a lot of this was just an overview. As you can see here, it's ancestry.bible, and it was really covering like the beginning of the world and like all of the people, like the first few generations. And then of course we dived into talking about Noah, and that's been the last 3 weeks of sermons. But this is here, and it's 2 pages of sermon notes, and then I colored this while at church, and so that is what I had. And then I'll have to blur this out, but this is the actual sermon bulletin, but this is from the next week. So the next week we actually covered Genesis 6, and it's the days of Noah. And a lot of this, I know that I was in the nursery this day. I did try to listen to it, and again, I'll have to blur this part out, but we did cover the days of Noah, and it's the first part of it, and it was really talking about what the context or the history of it was. So that's that. All right, and then the rest of September, because this is October right here, I know that for sure. But the rest of September I just stuck in this pocket. And so, again, some of this I will have to blur out while I get situated here. Okay, so this one is our sermon bulletin from the 24th, so I'll blur that out. Then here, I did this page. This is actually Sophia did this page. Isn't that cute? So she colored that. And then Anna, who was Sophia's cousin, my niece, she colored this. And then they ended up going to the nursery, so they stopped doing that. But then here's the second part of the Days of Noah sermon. Let me just put it in the middle. So, this time around I was actually in church, so I was able to take notes. We, of course, covered these 2 points the previous week, and then we covered points 3 and 4. and then point 5 here, and then some applications. So I thought it was a really good kind of review of actually not even a review. It's like a deep dive into what the days or the history of the time of Noah was really about. And I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I have really been trying to catch up with listening to my podcast and reading through the Bible. I have, like in August, I did catch up a little bit, but in September, I did catch up even more. And then now in October, I am doing a great job of catching up. So, and again, I have to blur this out, but I'm excited. So all of those were in that pocket, and I guess I could just kind of leave it messy now. It's not that big of a deal. I'll fix that afterwards. All right, and then this one is where most of my notes for September ended up kind of landing. And so for September, at least at the beginning of September, I was really hoping to be able to decorate some of the pages, but I ended up, like, once September started going, I decorated 0 pages. So this is literally going to be like pen to paper. So I'll start off here by just showing you this. There's like a cover page that I have, and then notes from August. But then this is the cover, or the divider, that I just kind of stuck in here to separate them. And then we will start into it. All right, so I do use, as you can see here, 2 letter size pages. And these were outdated, so I did white out the date here and just put the number. But I think you'll see a little bit later, I stopped like whiting it all out completely. But this is what this looked like. This was the day that I bought my Go Wild ticket, so that was exciting. All right, and then again, just pen to paper, some highlighter. I did use the sticker to read date. All right, that's that. These 2 letter size pages are perfect for me, at least, because I have like an hourly. I love doing daily planning on an hourly and then having a very large to-do list. So that has been something I've just been trying to look for, something very similar. And so here are actually some work notes. These were supposed to eventually get transferred to my work planner. And actually, I should probably stick it in there. I'll stick it over there so I can put that in there. But we have more notes, more notes. I did, in September, I started at least putting events in like these highlighted boxes. But I think I gave that up after a while. So then see here, I stopped using stickers because it matched up. This was the 8th. I just left it in there. So, oh, this was meant to be taped down. So it goes from the 8th to the 9th, and then the 10th. And then I wrote here, this has to actually be blurred out because that's actually work notes. That's actually more work notes too, but that one you can look at, but this is like student names. So I'll definitely be blurring that one out. Okay, and then the 12th and 13th. Right, I just put events, but I also just kind of journal as I go through the day. So there's all sorts of notes just kind of everywhere. And then like sometimes I'll go through and just kind of like look through old planners and just clear out old tasks. Again, this needs to be taped down like that. Okay, here we go. This is where I know that I stopped like putting the boxes in here because I had several events, but I didn't put them in boxes. Right, and then here's the 18th, and that's what that looks like. Then at the 18th, this is kind of like towards the beginning of fall, like the first day of fall was like, I think like 21st or 22nd, and the weather turned out to be beautiful. So I took like a giant gap here and just kind of did my own thing. I did have notes, take notes on my phone basically, but I didn't use a planner. So then I just went from the 18th to the 24th. I think that's one of the benefits of just like kind of redating yourself. You don't feel the overwhelm of trying to keep up with every single day. I am totally fine just skipping it. So I skipped it. And then here, I have no idea, like I've got stuff pasted down and everything like this. I did skip a day here. That was mostly just to get back on track. So that way I could use this number, the 27. And then here, the 28th and 29th. And then here is the 30th. Okay, so that was it. Now, of course, short video, I think, but that was pretty much what I've got for my 3 planners for September. Again, my work, my faith, and my daily planner. It was fairly straightforward. As you could see, I do tend to be a functional planner, and I enjoy functional planning, and that's kind of what I did in September. So yeah, that's pretty much the video. So if you have any questions about my Franken planner lineup or like my lineup in general, do feel free to leave me a comment. I do have a plan to record an updated 2024 lineup, the October version, in the next couple of days, so that will be posted up pretty soon. But in the meantime, leave a comment if you have any questions, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't done so, and until the next video, bye guys.